Hello. Welcome to MsCita's Sexy Chat. I wanted to make sure that you guys are able to hear me. Right now. Okay. So, for those of you who haven't seen me in a while, I'm very grateful you are here. I am definitely working on making sure that my microphone is on point prior and still is right now. So, welcome. I'm MsCita, and this is MsCita's Sexy Chat. And we are super excited to have you. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, MsCita's Sexy Chat is where we come together, have a little discussion about some sexy things that may have been on people's mind in regards to, things that make us feel amazing, such as sex, such as the first time things are done, things pertaining to relationship, just those happy feelings that we go through. So those are the things that we talk about here. And then, of course, I share first time story, and then I share love and energy, which you are welcome to come back to multiple times and watch over and over, which I encourage you to do whenever you get a chance. All right. So here we are. So for today's sexy chat, it was requested that we talk in regards to just kind of openness, just any questions people may have had, and just kind of generally answering them. And also, if you are new to my channel, I definitely recommend that you go back and watch all of the first season episodes. The episodes are about 20 something minutes each. A little bit of dancing in the beginning, or a little bit of introduction from me that you may have, which really helps out. All other than that, you'll just get, questions like people wanted to know more about, self pleasure, orgasm, talking to their partners, understanding their partner, how to approach people, all of those things I've covered in previous episodes, which I'm so excited about, guys. We're like in season 2, going in on these episodes, and I have some amazing things in the works. So please come through if you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and like. Definitely share. The goal is, to get us to that 1,000 mark. And once we get there, then we can explode and continue from there. And also, we're looking to get this, picked up. Hey, some network may be looking at us and thinking, what? We have some fresh ideas. And if you know anyone, hey, share. MsCita Sexy Chat is all about, sharing and uplifting one another in the village. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much, the update I have for you guys, and making sure that, you know, that you're up to date with MsCita. Yes, I am working with the camera because it is brand new. So we got to get this lighting right. I feel like it's a little moody, kind of. I like it a little bit more warm. So that's what we're working on, getting a little warmer. And I feel like this is almost as warm to show my beautiful complexion, but this is no justice. So let me get my topic ready for you guys, because as you know, I don't simply just do the topic. I do it so that I can have enough information for you, and also so that you're getting the best quality of my time in your time when you come to share it with me. I was sharing music, and I think I got like, I guess I need to get out of the old 90s music, because they're not really too excited about me sharing their music. However, I love music, and I know I don't own the right to any of it, and I always say it. So I'm not sure why we're still getting flagged in regards to music. All right. One of the main things that we're going to discuss that was asked of me was to discuss, how to tell a partner you are not satisfied. Ooh, wee. This topic right here can be very, very, very tricky. The reason being is when you're anytime you have to deliver something that's not so satisfying or so soothing to another person's ear, there's, that part of you that wonders, oh man, exactly how will I do this without hurting the other person's feelings? That's if you really care about the person. Let's just be honest. If you don't care about the individual, then I don't understand what's your purpose for telling them that you're not satisfied. However, it's your preference. Maybe it's someone you're just starting to get to know and you guys have been intimate already and things are not going as you planned or as you wanted. So, and you want to tell them, just kind of to help them. I hope it's to help them. If it's not to help them, then I suggest you just keep it to yourself and keep it moving. That's my suggestion. You do not have to do it. However, it's a really, really good suggestion. All right. So the first thing is if you're not satisfied or if you're not pleased and you want to share that with your partner, the number one thing is to realize the type of communication that you and your partner have. For example, is your partner the type of person that's confrontational? Do they enjoy being, taught? Do they enjoy hearing about your satisfaction, your pleasure? And do they pay attention to that type of thing? Those things you need to indicate first. The second thing is, are you doing this to help the relationship or are you doing this just because you're being selfish? Okay. So, number one is figuring out what's the reason you are doing this. Obviously, if you're choosing to let your partner know that you are not satisfied, you care. You have some type of care because you can choose to just move on. Again, that's an option. It's a choice. Just communicate whatever you want to communicate with your partner and move on. However, there's various approach that you can take in doing this. The number one thing is if you're going to say something and you know it has to do with something very personal in regards to a person's weight, size, cleanliness, hygiene, um, performance, those things all need to be monitored in the sense that you have to be mindful of how you say it and how it comes across. So one of the awesome thing about communication is over time you learn. It's important to learn how your person like to receive information and they'll tell you how they like to receive information based on different ways that you try. For example, you can try the what I call the sandwich effect, which is pretty easy. You start out with a compliment. You know what, babe? I really enjoy you. I love being around you. You make me feel so good when I'm with you. You are amazing. You are a king. You're beautiful. I love you. You're handsome. Just starting it out with the meat, the bread part, spreading that love. And then you go into the hard part, which is the meat. Okay. You go into the meat, such as, hey, babe, you remember when we were doing this the other day? Let's say, for example, remember when we were in the car and you were performing, you were giving me head? And the person's like, yeah, what about it? I really would enjoy it a lot more if you were to do this a little bit like this, and this is how I like it, and this makes me feel amazing, and I know you can do it. And then the other bun is you finishing it off with something positive. I know you can do it. I love the way that you do this. I love the way that you do that. You got to fill it up. So it's kind of like a sandwich effect. So you put the pretty much the bad news, not necessarily bad news, but the negative thought or whatever it is that you're feeling, you put that in there and you let them know, like, babe, this is how I feel. And these are my thoughts, and, help me out. And of course, they should be able to converse with you and let you know that, hey, okay, I heard what you said, and I definitely want to be open to what you're sharing. And I want to make sure, I do what you're asking. And if they're really good, they would ask you to show them. They would ask you to, display. They will ask you, how do you want it? Like the next time that it goes down, they take interest into what you've stated. They take interest into how, like, hey, babe, can you show me real quick? Like, and then even then you're like, hey, babe, just watch me, or honey, or love, watch me. Hi, watch me, perform this way. And you let me know if it feels great to you. How do you feel? And you ask those small clues while you're doing it. And then most importantly, watch the body movements. Okay. Body movement tells you a lot. It shares language. Pay attention to the breaths. The breathing gives you a lot of indication of where you're headed. If it's getting heavier or harder or deeper, hey, you're heading the right way. Now, if it's heading like with annoyance and kind of like, ugh, then it's then you're not heading the right way. So pay attention to that. So that's one way that you can tell your partner that you are not satisfied. Another way of telling your partner you're not satisfied is by spicing things up. You find solutions and you bring them into the bedroom. For example, people have been known to introduce games, they've been known to introduce dice or costume or other play or even other people, to help spice things up, and perhaps having someone else show them exactly what pleases you. And one of my favorite things, in telling your partner that you're not 100% satisfied is, doing classes together. I look forward to doing those in the future. Doing classes together, and learning new sex positions and things that make you guys get turned on, or learning how to breathe properly during sex, and just tantra or whatever other type of sex that is out there that you want to explore, and utilizing that as a way of saying, hey, let's spice things up without saying necessarily, hey, I'm not completely satisfied. Now, the number one thing that most people would insinuate in telling people, your partner about your satisfaction would be you just blatantly coming out and saying, hey, you know what, babe? I'm really not satisfied in a relationship. And, I was just wondering, what can we do? Like, and that just opens up the floodgates to conversation based on your persons. They may like direct criticism, or they may like the indirect approach. And I've given you quite a few different ways that you can approach it. And if you think of any other amazing ways that you've approached, not being satisfied, in regards to your relationship, especially when it comes to sex, it's awesome. I have seen I have seen the blatant truth, and it can be pretty hurtful because you have to consider the person's, pride, their ego, and also, will this really hurt them or will this make them better? Sometimes some people need forward, straight, blunt look. This not working. And some people, they need it, they need to sugarcoat it a little bit more. They need a little bit smoother, like, kind of like a little coaching, a little bit time with it, showing that you appreciate them first. And then you go into letting them know, babe, this is wrong. So, whichever approach you decide to use, if you ever have a satisfaction concern, let me know. Come back. Send a message to MsCita at sexychat at Gmail. I would love to hear, your feedback and what you think. Okay. So now this is one of everybody's favorite time, is when they come in and they get to hear the first time story. So for today's first time stories, We're just picking up some names. This is one of my favorite parts. I get to pick out random names. So a name that I would like to pick, let me see. Mm, I was thinking Ryan and Leslie. Okay, so Leslie, obviously Leslie be the female in this scenario, and Ryan is the guy. So today's first story is brought to you in regards to first time of truly telling someone your true desires and not being afraid and finding out what that's like. So, let's go. So, for today's first, Ryan and Leslie, they've known one another for, I'm not sure exactly how long they knew each other for, but it felt like they were really comfortable with one another. And in a sense that their communication was really, really clear, very direct, very forward, and they didn't have any reservations in regards to sharing how they felt about one another, if that makes sense to you. Okay. So, what that mean is that they would literally talk about anything in regards to their performance when they're about to have sex or during sex, after sex. They have no problem talking. So this first was in regards to something that happened that wasn't so satisfying for Leslie, right? So Leslie wanted to explain to Ryan about being satisfied with their performance that they had prior. So the reason she wanted to bring this up was because she wanted him to open up in regards to them being more explorative, more self aware, and being more wild and exotic, taking chances, that type of thing. So Ryan stated in relationship, he's always been the type to, pretty much know what women want, from his experience being with, being raised by females and also being really close to his mother and having that open line of communication. However, with Leslie, he's had that open line of communication as well, but it was her first time. Okay. So anyway, so this is their first, they're in the middle of sex as they were performing. And it was a position that Ryan lifted Leslie to. Okay, now, so just so you guys have a visual, the position is when the guy has a female all the way up here. Like, this is exactly where the vagina is, and the man is performing, head fellatio right there, like standing. So, Leslie had not discussed the fact that she is completely terrified of heights. And she wanted to let him know because there's been plenty of time when Ryan has chosen to pick her up, lift her up, and things of that nature. So in this particular incident, they were they were home alone, of course, because they don't have any kids. They were home alone, and Leslie was, getting ready to, leave out, go back to her place. And what she was stating was that as she was making her way out, Ryan's, coercing her into wanting to be intimate, and she's just like, he hits that ear and he starts nibbling in places that he knows that satisfies her and turns her on. And as he did that, that's when it led to disposition. Now, in this position, Leslie was terrified. And of course, at the same time, very much so enjoying herself. So, in enjoying herself, it seemed that the whole role was pleasurable because there's moaning, there's total enjoyment. However, there's total terror because there's that fear. So, in the midst of doing his best, Ryan is completely gone, just in there, making sure that he's feeling her and he's trying really hard and pressing to feel her energy. But he could feel a little movement going on, and he's like, hey, What's going on? So in order to stop that, he placed her against the wall. Okay. So when he placed her against the wall, he pulled back and he's holding her there and he's like communicating with her and he's like, hey, babe, what's going on? And she's like, ah, this feels amazing. However, can you please bring me down? And he's like, bring you down? What's wrong? Like, and that's when she was able to communicate and say, babe, I am terrified of height, and being up there, just as much as it feels amazing, is terrifying for me. Right. So she was able to state that to him. And Lord and behold, soon as, she said that, he took her, brought her down, and he was able to place her, and allow her to get her feet back on the ground. And then he was able to place her on a counter where he proceeded to continue and have the rest of his meal. So it's simple. It's the simple things that sometimes it doesn't have to be so wild. And it's amazing to be connected and tuned in with someone that can sense. Like, yeah, through all of that movement and all of that friction that you feel while you're like, oh my, I'm about to come. However, I'm still scared because of the hand movement. If you're with someone and you're able to realize those type of things and see that, it's very important because it shows that you're in tune and you're aware. And I love that Ryan was very in tune and very aware. What I love even more is that Leslie was able to communicate and say, hey, I know this feels amazing. That's not hurting his feelings. And this is what I would like. Hi, it's good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, so excited to see you. Mwah. Thank you for coming. So that was the first story for today that I was sharing in regards to, definitely communicating. So I thought I'd keep the story along the line of the, expressing yourself when you're not satisfied. So that's the main thing I wanted to share with you guys. And also, if you have any questions or if you have any comments, feel free. I'll be posting more questions for you guys to engage in and respond back. I look forward to that. And I am so excited. We're about to launch some powerful videos that are going to come out. And you guys are going to be able to see some interviews that we have with some couples, some singles, some youngins, some more mature, seasoned folks. I look forward to all of that and sharing it with you. So look forward to that coming out. Now is my favorite time when I get to share complete, amazing, loving energy with you. It's like that moment where it's like, hey, that's all for you. That's all for you. Whatever you're going through, whatever stress you feel, whatever isn't in the best place in your life, or even if your thoughts is not in the right place, just take a moment and appreciate you. Okay, the fact that you're here, the fact that you're alive, the fact that you're able to get up, you're able to even log on to a computer, that you have your right mind, or even if you can't see or hear, at least you're able to do something with your life. um and if you count yourself blessed, that you have roof over your head, that you have water, that you have food. And if you don't, it's okay to ask for help. And if things are going hard for you as they are right now because the whole world is traumatized, be okay with understanding that not every day you're going to be okay. Take each day at a time. Come back, get as much love as you need. Feel as much energy as you can take in for yourself, and you are welcome to it. And as usual, guys, just take a moment for yourself. Breathe. One of the best place to do that is typically in a shower. In a shower, take lathers, take time and love up on you, and just think about the things that you truly want for your life, the things that you desire, and just share that with, yourself in the shower. And it's okay. It's okay to take a little bit longer in the shower and enjoy yourself. Let that water run on you. Now, if you're paying the water bill, you may want to be mindful. However, it's important to take showers. It's important to take a longer bath. All of those things will help you in being the best you. And guess what? When you're filled up, then you can share with the rest of us. So Until next week, I know it's short, simple, and loving. I hope to see you guys again next Thursday at 10. We'll have some more interesting MsCita sexy chat for you. And again, like and subscribe. Hit me up at MsCita and it's period sexy chat on Instagram or at MsCitaP. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. And as always, like and subscribe and share. And I thank you for coming. I love you. It's good to see you guys. I love seeing you guys here. So again, like, share, thumbs up until we get 1,000 plus. It's actually 1,101 we're going for. Okay, all the ones. And I am excited to be here with you later. MsCita, love you. Mwah.